Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I will be explaining SOH-CAH-TOA. It's an abbreviation for to help memorize this formula. So what is SOH-CAH-TOA? You can see these first three letters of each word: S, C, T. You've probably seen in a calculator sine and cosine and tan. How do you use these? Let's say you have a triangle. It's going to be a right angle triangle. To use these, you're gonna have an angle here. Let's say it's 35. This angle is called theta. It's like a zero with a line through it. Okay, what about the other ones? OH, AH, and OA. O is opposite. Opposite. A is adjacent. H is hypotenuse in a triangle. Hypotenuse. Okay. So of course you know the hypotenuse is the longest side of a triangle. This is the H. This is the theta, the angle, the small angle. Now what's the opposite and the adjacent? Opposite is opposite of the angle. So this is the opposite of the angle. This line here. So this is O. Adjacent is next to the angle. Okay. So for the next example, let's say we have a different shaped triangle. So the right angle is here, and the theta is here. It's let's say it's 50 degrees. This is the theta. Okay, so where's the hypotenuse, where's the opposite, where's the adjacent? Opposite of the theta, O. Hypotenuse, longest line, it's obvious. And the adjacent is the last one, the one next to the angle, and it's not the hypotenuse. Okay, so let's say we're looking for this time we can look for O, and we have A. So A is let's say it could be 7, and our angle is 50, and we're looking for O. So which one has theta, A and O? Let's see. A and O, A and O, this one. T, O and A. So it's tan. So in the calculator, first you write things so you can visualize it. Tan 50. We check O then A. So O over A. Okay. So we know A is 7. So we can actually just remove the A and replace it with 7. Now we just solve it like an algebra equation. We multiply 7 by both sides. So we're gonna have tan 50 times 7 equals to O. So you just solve it simply. 50 tan 50 times 7 is going to give you 8.34. So that's O. 8.34 is O here. So we found this example, we found O. We can find H without the O or with the O. We can even, since we have the O now, we can use sine with O and look for H. We can do any other types. You could get complex shapes, like for example, you could include trigonometry and Pythagoras theorem. If they gave you a triangle like this maybe, and then another half like this, and maybe another half like this. So they'll give you the theta here, for example, the adjacent here, the hypotenuse here. Let's say they only gave you the theta, and the hypotenuse. You could use that to find the adjacent, and if you had another triangle here, and they told you this was 30 centimeters. If you used theta and h with the formula K, AH, cosine A over H, you could find A and add it with 30, and you could find the length of this line, this entire line. So 30 plus A adjacent will get you the entire line. Now for finding the theta. Okay, for finding the theta, you'll need two variables. So let's say you have this triangle, and this is the theta. The theta is, we don't know the theta. We're looking for the theta. The hypotenuse could be 50. And let's say we also have, remember this is the opposite of, don't mess it up with this side or this or the other side. This is opposite, this is adjacent. So let's say we also had either A or O. We have A. Let's say A is 10. So how do you find theta with the adjacent side and the hypotenuse? We could use, let's see which formula we could use. A and H. K, cosine A adjacent over H. So cosine equal 10 over 50. So how do you solve this? What we could do is simply we could put 10 over 50 inside here. But before we do that, in the calculator, if you press shift, the top left button, and the cosine, you'll get cosine minus 1. If you do it for all the others, you'll get that minus 1 too, by using shift and the cosine, tangent, or sine. So what does this do? It reverses the formula. So you can find theta now. So if you just put this inside here, inside the space, you will get cosine minus 1, 10 over 50. I'm doing it in a calculator. You will get 78.46. So theta here is 78.46. So we could check that. We could let's say we have theta, which is this one. We're checking it, and we have A. Let's use theta and A to find H. So which one could we use? The same formula, cosine A over H. So cosine without the minus 1 this time, because we're not reversing it. 78.46 is equal to 10 over H. Let's say we don't know H. So we put this in the calculator. Actually, first we multiply both sides. We take H to the other side, and we take the cosine to this side. It will be 10 over cosine 78.46. You get 49.987. So approximately 50. So we just checked, and this works. It's correct. We found the theta by using this minus 1, using shift and minus 1. Thank you.